While I usually make fashion and styling videos on this channel, I also thought, it's my channel. So I would like talk about some of the things that bother me. I'm sorry I'm moving that. And yeah, and a lot of things frustrate me, so I'm about to have a lot of content on this channel right here. So the point of this video, this was about the same time as the whole melanin girl situation. I was just scrolling down my timeline, just as you do. And like when you see something on Twitter that just like, hey, like you never expected it. Like, it was like, hey. Yeah, happened to me. That was basically like my reaction to the melanin girl thing. I was like, God, it's too early. But yeah, I think it was a bad one, and she tweeted something about how people of color using white emoji was a problem, and somebody came at her and was like, oh my god, like all these pro-black people that like don't know what they're saying anymore, and I can't wait for emojis say please to find something to do with their life. And so like I went and I like replied to the guy and I was like, no, like it's actually a problem, and I was trying to explain it. Then I realized, like with most people on social media, he wasn't actually trying to have a conversation, he just wanted to be mad. So yeah, I figured if there are people that also like feel the way that he does, this video might be useful to like explain like this side of the argument. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. The key thing, the key is representation. And I think like when people don't understand the problem with it, it breaks my heart, because like we've been so brainwashed into not expecting to be represented that we really don't even see it anymore. Because think about, for something like WhatsApp specifically, I'm pretty sure, I don't know the stats, but I will bet a decent amount of money that more than half of its income probably comes from Africa and Asia. But in the creation of this app, they couldn't be bothered to have emojis of people that look like me and you. Why? All of these businesses that profit off of black labor and of the black market, of like the people of color market, but can't be bothered to like just to have us when they make an advert, or to think about us when they're like creating their products. It's just because we've all become so used to just having whiteness as the blanket, and all of us struggling to find our place within it and never finding it, because that's not where our place is. So I try to explain why it is this way and all of that stuff. It just dates back centuries and centuries to colonization and the slave trade and slavery and all of the good stuff of non-white history. And I think in like Southern Africa and in parts of East Africa, people are a lot more attuned to race and to skin color in that way, because their colonization was a lot more about the politics of the body and of space than it was in our side of the world. And I think particularly in British West Africa, because our colonization was a lot different. Like it was a lot more class-based, a lot more mental than it was physical. You can think about how when you're going to KG, like class 1, like just even like all through life, the kid that speaks the best English is automatically the most intelligent one. Or the people that have English breakfast are the highest up on the class ladder. We were brainwashed into thinking that there was a certain type that was like what you want to be. And I think with us it was so subliminal that we don't immediately make the connection of that type being associated with Europeanness or with whiteness, but we still know it's there. And it's scary because we don't think in those terms, but those terms are ingrained in our thought processes. We don't think immediately, oh, it's made by white people, so it's better. We think more, oh, it's foreign. But somewhere in there, there's also, it was made by white people. That we've been trained to think that, like, that's all there is, and the rest of us aren't really worth showing. And I think that's like also one of the sad things, is we don't even think about it as, oh, they don't think we're worth showing. Like, we don't think about it, to be honest. So for like the longest time, I never thought about it. So yeah, basically, like, that's the whole argument with the emojis, is representation. And like, we just deserve to be represented, especially with things that we are funding. Like, I think that's the thing that gets to me the most, is you're making money off of me, but you can't even be bothered. But like, the disrespect is so blatant that you can't. I'm not even on your app. Like, am I not even worth that? Guys, yeah. So before I get too upset, I'm just gonna end this video here. And I hope this was helpful in explaining why it's problematic that black people and people of color generally had to use and still use like white figures to represent themselves in emoji and things like that. I mean, they had like 7 different types of dragons and stuff before they had a black person. Get it together.